Hey everybody, welcome back to this special Dulcimer edition of Madison County Live. Introduce yourself, tell us who you are.
I'm Diane Peacock, and I am one of the leaders for the Madison Dulcimers. And the reason I'm here today is to tell you all that we are celebrating our 25th anniversary in September, even though we observed it a few months, or we commemorated it a few months ago. We're going further with that. And I'll tell you more about that in just a few moments.
Oh, excellent. And it's September the 22nd, and it's at the library, correct?
At the Madison County Library on Main Street.
Okay.
We will open at 2 o'clock and run until about 4:30. And this is so special to us because there are literally thousands of people who have played dulcimer in Madison County with our founder, Mr. Merwin Jackson, who got the whole program started in 1999. And though he's no longer with us, we have carried on, so we're celebrating the great legacy he left us with. But we're also celebrating the fact that we had a very firm group, and we're able to keep going when we kept thinking he would be back in a couple of months, and his health simply didn't allow that.
Right.
So anyway, so we're celebrating us too.
Oh, that's fantastic. Now, a little note about Mr. Jackson. He was my elementary school principal at Whitehall. So I thought that was great. So a little history about the Dulcimers. Tell us a little bit how it started, the Madison Dulcimers.
Madison Dulcimers, from what we understand, legacy has it that Mr. Jackson, Merwin Jackson, found a dulcimer hanging on his sister Vivian's wall, and he got it down and messed with it and finally learned how to play it, and went to an OLLI program offered through UK.
Okay.
And one of the ladies who teaches dulcimer across the country, Linda Jones, who's from Elizabethtown, actually was teaching those classes. And he ended up taking all 3 levels of her classes, and she said, because she's a friend of mine,
Sure.
she will be with us that afternoon at the celebration, but Lorinda said he kept trying to pass himself off as a bare bones beginner, but she said, I can tell you he was not. So being the modest person that he is.
Sure, right. And he just fell in love with it.
He fell in love with it, and he passed that on. I think he started with a group of maybe 4 or 5 people.
Right.
And then it kept growing and growing, and he took it into the schools. He would do programs in the schools with members going in and helping kids learn how to strum, very basic strums.
Right.
And he purchased, for those people who cannot afford their own dulcimers, he has purchased literally hundreds and hundreds of cardboard dulcimers.
Wow, that's
And you may say, what is a cardboard dulcimer? What can that be? Basically, they play surprisingly well. There's a fretboard, this part right here, with the strings and then your frets. And it is simply, rather than being attached to this wooden body of my dulcimer, it sits on sort of a rectangular piece of cardboard about this thick. And
really?
Yes.
And they sound surprisingly well.
Yes.
Wow.
There are actually the young man who won the National Dulcimer Championship in Kansas about 5 or 6 years ago, didn't have money for a dulcimer, and he played and won on a cardboard dulcimer.
That is fascinating.
Absolutely.
That is fascinating. Speaking of dulcimers, tell us about your dulcimer. What's your background?
My background, I'm a Madison County girl, and the reason that I started playing dulcimer was I was hit in a head-on car crash.
Oh, goodness.
And had both arms broken, and so my life kind of went on hold for a long time.
Wow.
And I saw in one summer, late in summer, that dulcimer classes were starting up in September, and I'm thinking like, okay, these fingers work. This arm works, but the fingers don't work too well, so maybe I can do this.
Maybe you can do that.
So I thought I would do that, and for a few months until. But anyway, so that's how that all happened.
Great. Okay.
So.
And you fell in love with it as well, obviously.
Yes, and the way, and I and another lady lead our group, and that way I happened into that is when Merwin Jackson had some health issues, and they called and said, "Can you do this just for a couple of months?" And that kept going.
And that kept going, and it's still ongoing.
And he is no longer with us, has left a great legacy, but he's no longer with us, and we still have this faithful group, and they, for some reason, come every week and follow Marilyn and I.
That is fantastic, and you all have played. Give us some of these venues. I know you just played at the Battle of Richmond.
We played at the Battle reenactment. We've done that. Our first, what we thought was our big time launch was when we played for the World Equestrian Games.
Oh, yes, yes,
back in
I read that, yes.
2015, I believe, or something.
Yes,
No,
yes.
2010.
2010,
And
yes.
so that was our biggest moment on this world stage.
Wow.
But we have played many places
Sure.
around central Kentucky. We've played for church events in
Mm-hmm.
Richmond, Lexington, all over Madison County. We've been out of, surrounding counties.
Oh, sure.
We played
Right.
nursing homes quite frequently.
Nice,
We
nice.
played, there's a crafts fair in Berea that we
Okay,
played at
okay.
2 or 3 years and beyond. As you mentioned the battlefield.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
And
Right.
we had an interesting opportunity at the battlefield. There was a crew there working on a documentary
Mm-hmm.
on that battle and the event celebration.
Right.
And they heard us and decided, hey, this fits with
Hey,
what
we're
we're
gonna-
doing.
hey, we're gonna go over there,
So
yeah.
they have made
Nice.
contact to see about using our music.
Oh, nice, a soundtrack.
That we're using,
Nice,
right?
excellent,
So,
nice, excellent.
so they will. So we may hear ourselves all over the place at
Oh,
some
that,
point.
that's
Yeah.
fantastic. Now, I know you all have practice. Tell us about your practices.
Okay, we practice weekly here in Madison County every week, every Thursday night.
Every Thursday night, okay.
There are about 25 in our core group,
Oh, okay.
but we are a group of retirees, so just there's always somebody gone somewhere with grandkids or whatever,
Sure.
but they always come back. As soon as they're back in town, they're back. So we have a faithful group. We always
Nice.
have about 16, 18, 20 people. And interestingly enough, most everybody in the group, actually everybody, is a retiree. And
Oh, nice,
People
okay.
don't start Dulcimer until they are in their retirement years as a general rule. And it's a nice instrument for those years
Sure,
because
yeah.
it's an easy instrument.
Yeah,
You got a little
absolutely.
case. It's,
Oh, yeah.
it's a backpack type case.
Sure.
You just throw it on.
Easy to
you go-
carry,
Take
right.
it over your shoulder
Okay.
and off you go
Okay.
to the events.
Now, if someone's interested in learning how to play the dulcimer or joining the group, what's the best way to do that?
Well, in the past, we have offered classes, but
Mm-hmm.
as you can imagine, it takes a big time commitment. But we are working, we have a plan in place that we are hoping to offer some classes perhaps this spring. But there are some awesome online instructors which
Okay,
came about
okay.
as part of COVID. So
Right.
if you would like to go and find out more about learning until we get a class that we can announce,
Sure.
you could go to Madison Dulcimer's Facebook
Okay,
page
that's
and
the
you can
best
get
way.
the information.
Okay,
That
excellent.
probably is the best way, and you
Okay.
get contact information there. Yes.
Oh, that's fantastic. Now, I know you're going to play some tunes because I was surprised at what different tunes you can play on the dulcimer. So I'm going to turn it over to you. Give us a little sample of some things you can play.
Okay, one of the first songs, well, actually, the first song I think everybody in Madison Dulcimer learned to play was an old tune called Boil Them Cabbage or Boil Them Cabbage, and it's a very simple tune, and most everybody learns to play it with one finger, so I'm going to play just a tad with one finger, and then I'll throw in a chord or two, and you'll be able to
Okay.
tell the difference.
All
But
right.
here's a very basic version.
Okay.
Now, that's a good example of one finger, just
One
the
finger.
drone.
Okay. Okay. Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
I love the sound of a dulcimer.
Yeah.
It sounds really
Well,
smooth.
Yes.
It's almost like a good bourbon. It's really smooth.
Well, it has a mellowness.
Right.
Yeah, and a lot of people learn to play and keep on playing drone style, one finger. And that's reminiscent of the bagpipe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes, I guess so. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but anyway, one of the
Okay.
songs, if you watch a lot of documentaries, say, on life in Appalachia, and my
Sure.
husband watches all these woodworking shows, and
Oh, sure.
there's always some music playing
Yes,
in the background.
that's perfect for
And
that.
most of the time, it's a little old tune, a fiddle tune called Soldier's Joy, and it goes like this.
Okay.
And it goes on.
Okay,
So that's
nice.
that's Soldier's Joy.
Okay.
Another style, this is an old Carter tune, I believe, Carter
Okay.
family tune.
Yeah.
And it's finger picking, where you're not strumming all the way across necessarily.
Okay. Oh, that's nice too. I love that.
And I'm having a little bit of intonation problems because, we've changed climate.
Oh,
from,
sure.
Yeah.
Sure, that's true.
Yeah,
Yes,
so
that's
having to
right.
deal with that just a little bit.
Absolutely.
Another song that most Dulcimer groups play is called Black Mountain Rag. That's just a little piece of that.
Nice.
Or if something your grandparents may have played was
Absolutely. I
so
love
we've
that
got that, and let's see what else can I think of.
And you said, I think you said Rock Around the Clock.
Okay, so this is I don't play. I'm going to show you a part that I don't typically play.
Okay,
so.
okay.
And that is a
Nice.
piece that plays sort of back in the background, and so
Sure.
you're not always, so you may not recognize it and think of it when you hear that. As
Okay.
Rock
Now,
Around the
I'm
Clock.
going to give you some suggestions, Diane. Okay, so how about Bridge Over Troubled Waters? Is that something? Can be played on the dulcimer.
It can be played on
Okay.
the dulcimer, but I would need to think about it before
Okay, that's fine. Okay, let's do it. She's really good, folks. So this is Diane's Dulcimer Show. Oh, maybe you'd have your own show.
Oh, well, what
That's a
an
good
idea.
idea.
Maybe I could make millions.
Now, I think Marie Mitchell, she's over there. She said something about Amazing Grace.
Okay, yes.
And that's a classic.
Yes, it has been traditional in many dulcimer groups to finish out their practice session, or many of their programs with Amazing Grace.
Okay,
So,
okay, nice.
Would you
Okay.
like to hear that?
Yes, let's do it. Oh, it's beautiful. I love the dulcimer. And I've always been attracted to the dulcimer because I know when I hear you all and I'm shooting video, I'm always attracted to that side of the festival or wherever you all are playing in a group. And that's actually really fantastic because, folks, that also sets the mood for the festival as well. Are you all playing at Spoonbread?
We are not playing at
Okay,
Spoonbread this
gotcha.
year.
Okay,
That's right.
okay.
But yes, we are going to be playing at our celebration, and don't you
Nice.
forget that.
And what day is that
It
again?
is on Sunday, September the 22nd at the Madison County Library from 2 to 4:30.
Excellent.
And this is not just for our current members, but anybody that has ever played the dulcimer here in Madison County. As I said, there are thousands that have
Wow.
played at some level, and we hope that everybody that's ever had a part of this community will come.
That'll be
and we will
fantastic.
have some cardboard dulcimers on hand if anybody would like to pick up one
Wow.
and pull it back out. If you don't want to, you can bring your own dulcimer, but we'll have a few there.
That is fantastic. Okay, folks, and it's completely free.
It's totally free,
It's
and we'll
totally
even
free.
have a cookie.
Oh, nice, excellent. Okay, Diane, are you going to play us out? Are you going to play us out with Amazing Grace? Just play us out,
Okay.
or whatever. Or what would you like to play us out with? What haven't you played? That is fantastic, folks. Thanks for watching. Sunday, September the 22nd, the Madison Dulcimers at the Madison County Public Library. Make sure to search them and like them on Facebook. Diane, thanks for coming in.
Thank you. See you
Thanks,
then.
everybody.
Bye.